Hello again and again. Our lesson today is the title of rounding numbers. So I'm gonna divide our lesson today into two parts. It will be the first part, and it will not be waiting for a long time to receive the next video. So today, inshallah, I'm gonna illustrate to you the rounding and how does it work with the number. And rounding is just to try to estimate the number to get close from the real number. So it doesn't mean to get the real number. So just get close from the number. So I'm going to show you how does it work right over there. So rounding to the nearest 10. So let's get started with the rounding to the nearest 10. So if we get here something like 129, and what I want to do right over there, I'm trying to round this number which is in front of you to round to the nearest 10. So the first thing that you have to put in your mind every time that you want to round to the nearest 10, so you have to focus on the previous digit. I mean, you have to focus on the ones place, this ones place, and you'll find the ones place. Just you'll find two options. The first option, if you find out that the number is 5 or more, so you have to round up. And I'm gonna tell you what's rounding up right over there. Rounding up, and I mean five, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So you have to round up. If you find out that this number is 4 or less, I mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to rounding down. And rounding down just doesn't mean to decrease the number. I'm gonna show you how could I do it. So the first number here we have 129. So you will find 9 of the category of rounding up. So what you in all cases, so instead of writing 9, I'm gonna write right over there just 0. Okay, and every time, however, it will be rounding up or rounding down every time. So you have to write down just 0. In all cases, you have to write down 0. And right over there, I'm gonna look at 9. You will find it for rounding up. It means that you have to just adding 1 to the next digit, which means that instead of writing 12, it's going to be 13. So it will be 130. So right over there, I'm gonna show you on the number by using the number line. Okay, we got here 120, and with this it will be 130, and you will find 129 right over there. So I'm gonna mark off 129. You will find it 129, just getting closer from 130. But instead of writing 129, it will be 130. And right over there, you have to, I think it might be, you might be asking yourself what the benefit beyond rounding. So just helps you in calculation. I mean, in addition, subtraction, because you will find it just much more easier to use the rounding, because you might be learning much more about in the next video. So let's move to another example. If we got here 229, and you have to do the same thing, maybe I'm gonna just try to replace 9 by maybe another number like 6 or whatever. So to round to the nearest 10, so you have to follow the same procedure. I have told you about it. You'll find 6 in the category of rounding up. I mean, in all cases, as I told you, that you have to put 0 in all cases. Even it will be rounding up or rounding down, so you have to put 0 in the ones place in all cases. So you will find 6 it just in category of rounding up, which means that you have to add up to the next digit. So it's going to be 23. So it will be 230. What if we have another thing like 245? So instead of writing 5, so you have to write 0, as I told you in all cases. So you have to start with 0. You will find 5. is in the category of rounding up, which means that you have to add up just one to the next digit. So it will be 25. So it will be 250. What if we have another thing like 140? I'm sorry. So you have to start with 0 in all cases. As long as that you are trying to round up to the nearest 10, so you have to, that 10 start with 0. So in all cases you have to put 0, and right over there you have to cancel 4, and you have to write down the 11. So you don't have to add anything because it's rounding down. You will find 4 or less and rounding down. So you don't have to add anything. What if we have another thing like we maybe 94, for example? We get here 94. You will find 4 in the category of rounding down, which means that you don't have to decrease the number. I didn't say that. I just say that you have to rewrite the next number. It will be 90. What if we have another thing like 223? 223, I think it's obviously clear that 3 from the category of rounding down. So what should I do right now? Right over there. So you have to cancel this 3, and you have to write down the remainder of the number. So it will be 220. I think it's pretty easy. So let's move to another category of the rounding to the nearest 100. And from the first moment that you heard about 100, so you have to remember that the 100 with the double zero. So, and you might be asking yourself, every time I have to draw a number line? No, it's not every time. So you have to draw a number line. This is a conceptual to help you understand the rounding and how does it work. Not every time you have to draw a number line to help you to understand it. But in the first examples I'm gonna give you right over there, right now, I'm gonna draw a number line to imagine how does it work. So we have here now 194. So I'm gonna just to try to draw the number line might be helping. So you will find 194, it lies between 100 and 200. 100 and 200. You will find 194. I'm gonna mark off 194. You'll find it just getting closer from 200. Just needs 6 steps. It needs 6 steps to get to 200. So actually you'll find it 200. But not every time I'm gonna draw a number line, because it's just you are wasting your time if you draw a number line. So instead of drawing number lines, so you can use the step I'm going to show you right over there. So if we have here something like 294, so the first step that you have to do here, he asks you to tell him or to round up or to round it 294 to 100. I mean, so you have to put double zero. 100. So you have to focus on the previous digit of the 100. The previous digit of the 100 it's going to be tens, and you will find that the tens place we get here 9, and you have to ask yourself which category. You will find 9 in the category of rounding up. So you have to add up just 1 to 2. So it's going to be 300. What if we have another thing? Like 257? So you have to do the same thing that I have told you about it. So you have to put double zero. In all cases, you want to round to the nearest 100. So you have to start with double zero, and you have to look to 5. You will find 5 in the category of rounding up, which means that you have to add up just 1 to the next digit. So it will be 300. What if we have here something like 444? 444. So you have to start with a double zero. You will find 4 in the category of rounding down, and it doesn't mean that you have to decrease the next number. No, I didn't say that. you have to just rewrite this number again, so it will be 400. What if we have here 567? So 567. So you have to follow my steps. You have to start with the double zero, and you have to look to 6. You will find 6 in the category of rounding up. So you have to add up 1 to the next digit, so it will be 600. What if we have another thing like 349? 349. So you have to start with the double zero. You will find 4 in the category of rounding down, so you don't have to add anything. You have to cancel both of these two digits together, and you have to write down the remainder, so it will be 300. What if we have here another thing like 617, and right over there you want to round this number? So in all cases you have to start with the double zero. What about 1? You will find 1 in the category of rounding down, so you don't have to add anything, so it will be 600. So rounding, let me subtract it. You will find rounding, just I'm trying to get the number getting closer from the real number. So you will find maybe you will find 99 getting closer for 100. This is called rounding. That's all, and see you the next time, inshallah, in the next video.